So USAID developed a policy a couple of years ago now called the Pro-IP policy, which is working to promote the rights of Indigenous people and to empower Indigenous people in all the work we do. USAID works across many, many sectors. So the policy applies whether it's working in governance, agriculture, health, education, the gamut of projects. And what we're looking to do is first to center Indigenous people's voices in all of the projects that are relevant to them. So if the project is working within the territory in which there are Indigenous peoples, we must be working directly with Indigenous peoples, putting them in positions of power within the projects, so they're able to voice their own opinions about the projects, about what's happening. We're looking to ensure that we're enabling self-determined development throughout USAID's activities in which Indigenous peoples are present. At the same time, working with local communities, federal governments, local governments as well. And so bringing everybody together. Oftentimes USAID is a convening actor, meaning that we try to bring together different stakeholders, whether it be their private sector, national government, Indigenous leaders together to have conversations about what is needed, where the opportunities are. The framework, the first aspect of it, the first principle is identifying who are Indigenous peoples within a country. It varies quite a lot actually from country to country, who is recognized as Indigenous by local law, by custom, as well as by practice. And so one of the first principles of our standard framework is identification, giving tools to our missions and embassy colleagues to identify who are Indigenous peoples within the setting. So USAID and FSC came together a couple years ago to co-create an activity, meaning that USAID brought half the funds and FSC brought the other half of the funds to create a project called IPARD. It has also birthed FSC-IF, the FSC Indigenous Foundation, which is going to be the enduring legacy of the IPARD project is the creation of FSC-IF, which manages IPARD project. The IPARD project is looking to empower, working on capacity building with Indigenous peoples organizations, looking at economic development as well. And then the third aspect is to foster an enabling environment. Like we said, that convening power to work with Indigenous peoples organizations and other actors within the country setting in which they're working. And so that's the overall objectives of the IPARD activity. It's done amazing things. It's exemplary organization. It's been around for a while in the programs, and they're looking at the power of diversity, including Indigenous people, but also we're talking about young people, we're talking about women who's living within the community, to put them at the center of the efforts. In addition to making money and the profits bringing in the private sector, we are looking at the human rights as well of the people who are involved in the actual communities where the forests are based. And so to answer your question directly, we have to collaborate, right? I really love seeing this conference this week. It's like a UN. All the countries are here, all the people who live within forests and private sector. So people from all over the globe and private sector actors as well as some government actors as well. It's very important that we collaborate instead of duplicating or going against each other, right? It's important that we're walking together.